Oh, yeah, here we go. Guys, today my guest currently lives in the state of Texas, I believe Dallas, but his roots lie here in the San Francisco Bay Area. He's a key member of the Jedi Mindtricks family. He's an entrepreneur, man. He's the editor and the owner of comics and Kadine?
Dakine.
Dakine, shoot, yeah. Bro, I am talking about none other than my brother Omar Brodrick. How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the
Oh,
show.
Seach. I'm so sorry for all those fucking technical difficulties. My bad. I thought I was tech savvy, but dude, I guess in Texas, dude, fuck, we don't want to wear masks anymore, so we're all fucking stupid and shit.
Man, yo, I mean, you lived in several places actually, right? Of course,
Yes,
you have the
sir.
Bay Area, Hawaii,
Yes.
Dallas now. Did I
Yeah,
miss
Dallas now.
anything else? Where
No,
else?
I mean, I was in France for a little bit and in Japan, but I didn't really live there. But I was there for like, maybe a month or go back and stay there for like, you know, about 20 days. So
Wow. Now, real quick, this is kind of off topic, but
not at all.
compare all those places, right? Can you kind of just describe what each place means to you?
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, Bay Area will always be home. First of all,
Yeah,
San Francisco, it's where I was born and raised.
yeah,
So then I moved to the South Bay. That's where I made my best friends, my friends for life. My family,
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then Hawaii, it's always been my second home. So like that's where my mom's side of the family is always from. So I'd always go there since I was a kid. My
Mm-hmm.
brothers lived there. I was the one that never lived there, so I fucking moved to Hawaii, stayed there for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
John's still there, John and Gina.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, and here in Texas, it's not at all what I expected, especially because you know how it is with California and Texas is so different. I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are like, fuck Texas from California. People from Texas are like, fuck California. But
Yeah.
dude, it's, you don't know what it is until you're there, right?
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
I love it here, man. It's super affordable. Like I tell all my friends,
Yeah.
actually, one of my good buddies, Trey and Crystal, they moved here from California just like 6 months ago, and I told them pretty much it's like a time capsule. This is what San Francisco and the Bay Area felt like in 2000.
Right. Right.
Affordable, a lot of shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not out all the time. When I'm out, dude, I can still afford to like buy a drink,
Yeah.
eat dinner, and not spend money like we do in the Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great, man. I know. I know Elon Musk is moving over to Texas too, right?
Yeah, man, he's in Austin, and
Yeah.
so is fucking Ellison. Larry Ellison moved to Austin also.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the new Silicon Valley, I believe. But
They're trying.
let's get into it, man. Let's get into you, brother. You've been again. I think it's a key moment in the early '90s to the mid '90s. All right, so let's just let you take us back to your dance. How did everything get started? I mean, just dance. Period. How did you get started in dance?
Um, so I was kind of a troublemaker when I was a kid, like all of us. And I think dancing kind of set me straight.
Now,
So
hold on a second. Were you tell brothers and sisters? How many brothers and sisters? Tell me.
I have an older brother and a younger brother.
Okay, you. Oh, you are the middle guy.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right, okay.
Yeah, man.
So,
So go ahead.
so tell us, how were you the trouble guy? How were you the?
You know what? I would my brother Tim. He's the troublemaker.
Okay.
He's him and I are like a year and a half apart, but we're like inseparable.
Mm,
And for the most part, we started off like when I went to high school, I was in Santa Clara,
okay.
and I pretty much was a year behind, 2 years behind him, and then just followed him around, did everything, and just got into a lot of trouble. We got kicked out of Santa Clara High School, and then I had to go to Fremont High School.
Hold on. You gotta take us back. Why did you guys get kicked out, dude?
I don't know, man. Some Mexicans, like everybody, dude. We're living in the burbs, bro. You know how it is. But the burbs, there's fucking wannabe gangs in every fucking neighborhood, even though it's not a hood.
Right.
And I think we got in a fight with. It was a massive fight, and it was like a bunch of Mexicans, and they
Uh-huh.
were claiming like they were like XIV. They're all wannabes, and we were
Right.
claiming, SCW, Santa Clara Warriors, and we're all just a bunch of wannabes.
Yeah.
But we're all friends. I was friends with 8 Ball. I was friends with NASA. The graffiti crew from Santa Clara, and it was just Asians and Mexicans all fighting, and me and my brother ended up getting fucking kicked out of that school. So.
Okay. So wait. At that time though, were you already dancing?
I mean, I was dabbling in it,
Okay.
but I was just kind of like a sheltered kid. My dad was super strict.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like was a late bloomer, so I was just kind of getting into like sports and athletics because I had super fucking bad asthma when I was
Yeah.
like a kid. It wasn't until my brother kind of introduced me to weed that I outgrew it.
This is the
And my
older
fucking
brother.
my older brother, yeah. So
Okay.
Tito, he introduced me to weed when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And dude, I had chronic asthma, bro. I was like always on a fucking inhaler. I couldn't do shit. I was like
Mm-hmm.
the bubble boy. All my family would keep me inside. All my fucking cousins were outside playing,
Yeah.
and that fucking sucked. So I was kind of a late bloomer on all that shit.
Uh-huh.
So I would pretty much listen to a lot of music. My cousin Rennie, he was an old school breaker. He actually battled Sidewalk Breakers. He battled Sean and fucking Auk and all those guys.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so he was a part of fucking Radio City Rockers.
Ooh.
So he had all the moves and
Okay.
a lot of Jedi. We can attribute his teachings to us.
Yeah.
That shit. So he did that knowledge transfer to us along with Robert Lloyd and Joel's cousin. So yeah,
Okay.
man, you're right, dude. The bridge was there and it fucking transferred into us. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing and we just learned from them.
Wow. Wait, so did older brother Tito, did he dance too?
Dude, he did everything.
Okay.
He shot guns. He fucking all the girls loved him, and he fucking danced. He was like Mr. Popular. Always in the shadow.
Yeah.
And then he went away to jail, and I fucking had to pick it up and be the big brother.
Okay, hold on. So, both of you got kicked out of Santa Clara High School, and both of you transferred to Fremont.
Yep.
Tell me about Fremont. What was that like?
Woof. Fremont High School was not Santa Clara High. It was
Yeah.
a little rough,
Mm-hmm.
but really good sports. And
Yeah.
dude, it was fucking sick as hell. Like way more diverse.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking about way more like black kids, Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, every lunch we pretty much had a fucking live DJ. They knew how to keep the crowd wilding out.
Yeah.
So really good singers there, real good like just athletes
Yeah.
and dancers. Dancers everywhere. Everyone fucking danced. It was like you didn't have to be a part of a crew at Fremont. Everybody
Mhm.
fucking danced.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you were there, which dance groups were on your radar?
Dude, no dance groups are really on my radar because I was kind of disconnected from it. It wasn't until Kenneth came. So Ken, he was a year younger than me.
Okay.
I transferred there, I think, middle of my freshman year. And
Okay.
I was just trying to stay out of trouble, keep my head down and not, fuck with people and shit, not get
Yeah.
into stuff. Because people would like bump you every day, especially being a new kid.
Yeah.
But, I'll just try to do my studies and everything. But eventually I met Ken when he came freshman year.
Okay.
Super cool guy.
Yeah.
He was a dancer. He could dance. All his cousins were from Sacramento and like introduced him all the dope shit. He had this fucking high ass hair that I copied. We both were fucking running around with mullets, but he was like 5'2" and I was like 5'8". So
So
yeah, he
Ken
was like
the
really
first guy.
Ken was like really my first like true like close friend
I see.
at Fremont. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then from then, I mean, at that time, was he already Jedi?
Nah, man. So we started with a crew. It was me, Ken, Daryl. We met up with this one Latin guy, had this fucking crazy ass little pompadour and fucking long ass hair and the little fucking Mexican shadow. I was like, I thought it was a Latin guy. His name is Joel. And then he had this he had like his older sister and it's kind of small, right?
Yeah.
But his little sister, damn, always be banging as fuck, wear the tightest ass pants. Her name was Lloyd. So Lloyd, at first when I saw Lloyd from the back the first time I saw him, I'm like, damn, that chick is fine. Dude, he fucking had the most tightest pinned fucking pants. You can see his sock wrinkles fucking through his pants, dude. He had the tightest pants. Like the nutters that you see kids wearing today, they got nothing on Lloyd. Dude, Lloyd
man.
Dude, so all of us, we should have actually we should have started off the group called Mullets Beyond Control instead of Says Beyond Control. Because, dude, all of us had fucking mullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. So we all met. We were all battling each other, V, Lorente.
Yeah.
We were all like just different, various homies. Didn't really know each other, but we were all very competitive during
Yeah.
during lunchtime, the DJ would be playing and shit, and we'd all just be all battling and stuff. And then
Yeah.
eventually
Yeah.
we're like became friends.
Dude, okay, so name the names, man. This is actually very important. The reason why we want to do this too is because I think a lot of this is it's really up to us to kind of document this, right?
Sure,
And I
sure,
think
of course.
hopefully with this interview, it serves that purpose because later down the line, the next generation, whether it's Bay Area or other cities, hopefully they can document this and see like, hey, this is where this kind of stuff came from and stuff. So Ken was the first guy you met. We're talking about Lloyd now, and then you mentioned Corey V.
Yeah, V. Joel.
Yeah.
Daryl. Daryl. No one really talks about him. Daryl wasn't the best dancer, but he was a cool dude. He was just a bro.
All right. All right.
So I actually met Ken through Daryl.
Okay.
Daryl Aldor.
Okay.
And shit, man. Lorente was like one of my best friends through high school.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy Fragnan, he was just the smoothest bro. He played a lot of basketball. He was more of a sports guy. He was a jock.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Warren Newsom.
Okay.
Dude, we had a big ass crew, dude, for Sets Beyond Control and Jedi, and actually, more importantly, Indian Troopers.
Indian Troopers.
Have you ever heard of that?
No. Now, Indians is that the mascot of Fremont High School?
At the time, it was. Now they're the Firebirds, because it's more obviously politically correct. But we were the Fremont Indians, and then it came to a point where we were just like dominating during like whenever there's DJ out there, we did fucking choreo. At first, it was like everybody all dancing, and then we just took over.
Yeah.
So there was like 10 of us. We always practiced in the wigwam at it was pretty much like the student center, but it was all tile, and it kind of had not really mirrors. We see our reflections off there, and it was super cool. I forget our mentor's name. She was pretty much the administrator of the wigwam. I think it's Barbara, but Ken would know for sure because he was super close with her.
Okay.
But dude, she let us blast our music, and they had fucking dope speakers in there. So we had a whole fucking building to ourselves. Our fucking headquarters at high school. Just imagine, bro, from fucking for 3 years. For us, it was 3 years that we were all dancing, or most of us were dancing together that were there.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. My bad.
All right, we got you.
All right. There it is. Sorry, this is drunk dance history. Cheers.
All right.
But man, yeah, we would all just like learn from each other, have a good time together. I mean, we were with each other for fucking all around the clock, man. We played, go play video games, go to the mall together. We were just a family, dude. We all knew each other. Like all of us knew each other's brothers and sisters and parents. We'd all be at each other's house. If we're not at the wigwam, we're at Lloyd and Joel's house. During high school days, at least practicing. And when I said Indian Troopers, we actually performed at like almost fucking every rally. We play music that was somewhat edited. Back in the day, we didn't have a DJ. Randy didn't get introduced to us yet, so we didn't have a DJ to do our mixes. We were doing the fucking old school record on tape. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Remember recording on tape? Stop.
That's
record.
right.
We used to do that shit. That's how we fucking made our mixes, dude. But yeah, man, we were doing that shit for a little bit. We were even in the yearbook, dude. We had a fucking yearbook page, fucking said Indian Troopers. Like we're fucking.
Who came up with that? Indian Troopers,
Fuck, man, I don't know. I think it was actually we had kind of like a manager. His name was Ian Bones. Love that guy. He was pretty much he was actually the president of the high school at the time. I think in 92 is when we really blew up.
Okay.
We were even fucking traveling. We'd go to fucking like football games and play fucking, especially like during like homecoming.
Like the halftime show?
Yeah,
stuff?
we'd fucking play the halftime show. So like, for a lot of us, this is our first time performing and dancing.
Yeah.
That pretty much allowed us to really get used to performing in front of crowds. Because you know what it's like. It's not performing and dancing, like say going to a club. You're around 30 people, but maybe only 10 people that can dance. And then you're performing around hundreds of people that are there, don't even know dancing, but they fucking just eat it all up. They thought we were all good. We weren't that good. We were pretty shitty, actually.
Yeah, but for for your whole school, right? I mean, you guys were the shits.
Oh yeah, we were, man. We were. It
That's
was awesome,
dope.
dude. Fucking Lloyd and Lorente, they were pretty much like our artists. So, we still had the elements there. They would do the graffiti. We had some fucking jogging pants. Like our outfit was like all white. And it was supposed to be red, like the color. But I don't know who fucked it up between Lorente or Lloyd. But it was pink. It was pink. But it was airbrushed on one side, like ABC, like it was like, Another Bad Creation days. Like it was like airbrush said Indian on one leg and then Troopers on the other side. But dude, we were wearing fucking white and pink, bro. Like we weren't really that cool.
That's so funny, dude. Oh man. Now, few weeks back, we interviewed Jeff. Now he went to Mountain View.
Yes, he went to Mountain View.
And he mentioned the wigwam. He mentioned he got invited over. I don't know if it was Lloyd or Joel that invited him. Do you remember meeting him for the first time?
I do.
Can you tell us about that? Can you tell us what you remember?
I remember this fucking pretty boy coming in, being all kind of GQ'd out, and he was like a little ninja, just sitting in the corner, not really talking much. But those are the guys those are the shifty motherfuckers you got to watch out for, because they're like studying and shit, this and that. No, but Jeff was really cool. I do remember meeting him the first time. We were all practicing, and shit, man. We always had. It was funny because our school, we had like narcs. It was locked down hard because we had a lot of fights. People get shot. People get stabbed.
Yeah.
But fuck it, man. Like in the wigwam, we were the shit, dude. We had clout, so we can bring people in even without fucking passes. No one would trouble us because we were like the crew that would like be about peace, dancing, like promote like good shit,
Yeah. Dude, okay, so I wanna show a quick clip here, right here. It is so hard. I mentioned this before. It's so hard to find clips of you dancing, but I managed to get one.
Okay.
So let's take a look. Can you see this?
I can.
Yeah. Let me see. And I'm gonna forward right into this is your solo, brother.
Oh, okay.
Is there volume? Can you hear this?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Do you remember this?
Dude, yes, of course I remember it. Like you watch all those moves, all that footwork, that's straight up Khalif, mop top. Like I saw him dance.
Yeah.
CC Peniston videos. I saw him dance in that PBS special, and I said, dude, that is how I want to dance, dude. I fucking saw him because he was the first guy I saw really combine like house and hip hop.
Yeah.
And obviously all the dancers today are doing that shit, but we were doing that back in like 95, 94. Yeah. All of that is like shout out, props to like Mop Top and all the crews from Brooklyn that fucking brought that shit over to us, and everybody in the Bay too. Like if you watch people in the South Bay that watch those videos and how it influenced them, it affected their breaking, it affected their threading. And like how it affected in San Francisco was totally different. Like even Renegades was affected and impacted by that shit. You see poppers do shit that they normally wouldn't do, incorporate house steps. So like, yeah, man, that was big, dude. That show was big to me too, because like I was telling you earlier, I was a super sheltered kid, right? 94, 97, 98, dude, those are the best years of my life, dude. Like dancing, because I was like, I was living on my own. My dad was like always the biggest presence in my life, and he wasn't like fucking telling me what to do. I didn't have a fucking 8 o'clock curfew, so like.
Yeah. So wait, tell us a little, back up a little bit, because we were talking before we went online. You mentioned that your dad was super strict, right? Why do you think that? Was he a military guy or? Yeah,
he was a military guy, but also, like I told you, my bro went to jail for a little bit because he got into some trouble, and he didn't want any of us to fucking do the same thing. It was tough too, because I love my brother so much, and I feel like if he didn't do it, I would have done it. So like he made the sacrifice for me and my younger brother, because we were all we would do whatever he did. We get into the same kind of shit. So my dad, I love him to death, and if it was my high school that was sacrificed, whatever, I don't mind. Life is your own journey, right? So
okay. So during high school, he really didn't want you to go out
Nope.
to dance, to
Nope.
party and stuff like
Nothing.
that.
Nothing. No, I had to. I mean, I was like a smart kid, so I always had my homework done before I went home.
Okay.
And then I would pretty much say, "Hey, Dad, like, oh, my homework's done." Have him check it. I was like pretty much smarter than my dad. First generation, you know what that's like.
Yeah.
They pretty much just they got the language, but they just say, "Oh yeah, okay, go ahead, yeah."
Yeah.
And I would just fucking run over. I'd run over to Lloyd's, Joel's, Ken's house, John's house, and fucking practice.
This is like weeknights, huh?
Weeknights, yeah, man. So like my curfew was like 7, 8 o'clock. So I'll do everything I can to be out with my boys. I would go home sometimes, check in, and then just fucking go back out, go to the mall, and because
Yeah.
you know how it's like when you're in high school, and we had all of us, dude, we were all together, man. Like
Yeah.
some of us would work, like John, he was working at like a fucking hot potato spot, and we'd fucking go over there and get hooked up, or we'd go there and order something and fucking leave and not pay for it.
Yeah.
We would do stupid shit like that. But we were just boys, dude. Like all of us known each other for like over. At that time, we had 2 or 3 years together. But you know what it's like? It's different when it's just like you meet someone and you hang out and you practice or you perform together for like 2-3 hours. We were there with each other for like fucking 8 hours all day,
Right.
and then
Right.
all night. So there was a lot of FOMO during my high school years. I missed out, but dude, I made up for it afterwards.
Man,
Big time.
hey, real quick, I want to quick shout out to Michelangelo, brother. We see you on the chat, man. Thanks for joining in, man. That's brother Mike Nunez right there, dude.
Dude, Mike is my buddy. He remembers those years, dude, like fucking 93 to 96. I was with Mike every fucking weekend. Oh, one thing I got to say is family first, right? So, one interesting thing is I kind of like exploited. I was like, I had to exploit. So if I was hanging out with family, I could be out to whenever. So my cousin Rennie, I would bring him out with me, and I'll say I'm with cousin Rennie, and my cousin was like 21, 22. So my dad was like, okay. Or I'd be hanging out with my cousins, Rob and Ron. And Rob and Ron, Perenata, they started Jughead. So I'd be at their house, and then I'd have opportunities to hang out and fucking party with them. So,
Dude, okay, speaking of which, we need to get into your notes because you sent me a note of your memories of all the groups that you remember. Okay, I think this is super important because I think if we don't talk about it, it's really easy for this kind of information to kind of just disappear. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
So let's dig back into your memory, right? So we started in the early '90s. You talked about SBC.
Indian
Take us
Troopers.
through. Take us through.
So we started off SBC. We are pretty much our crew that we battled for the most part, like every fucking week, was 8 Ball. I love you, Jerome. I love you, Oren. They were my heroes. They were my dance heroes. They could
Now
fucking
eight
move,
ball,
dance.
8 balls,
Santa Clara High.
Santa Clara High. Okay.
Yeah. And then eventually Brian was a part of 8 Ball, Brian Simeon, and I think Mervin too, until they both got fucking pulled by fucking Rob to Jughead. So my cousin Rob, dude, he was a fucking master. He was like the grand master, bro. He'd grabbed all the people from free agents and Jughead was the first super crew, dude.
Now
They were the
Jughead,
first-
where would you say the home of Jughead is? What high school? Would it be a high school then?
I mean, it was every high school, dude. But like,
Okay.
I mean, Ron went to Mount Pleasant, I think. But dude, Independence, every San Jose high school, man. Initially, I think Ron was at maybe Mount Pleasant, but then he went to Logan, in the East Bay.
Okay.
But yeah, man, like every crew, Randy's been in all of them. Randy's been in like 6 or 7 crews. So like, yeah, his interview covered that all.
Right. Now I remember a time where people was like, you and Ron, you guys were the tall ones, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody else was like 5'4" something, and you two, you're at over the 6 feet mark.
Yeah, man.
So you guys, the Twin Towers stood out.
Okay, so the first time I met Ron, let me tell you about this. I was with my cousin Ronald. I think we were hanging out. We were at Eastridge. Remember Eastridge?
Eastridge Mall, yeah.
And the malls are the places to be, right? That's where all the crews, they see each other playing video games. Because like all of us kids, we're into dance for sure. We're into music. We're all going to Tower Records and picking up the hottest shit, trying to like come up, find the best fucking mix, the hottest shit to fucking connect with everybody. But also, we were a video game. We were into video games. We're at the arcades. The arcades was almost like the other place to battle. You know, like, oh, where are your skills at? Okay, so you can fucking dance. Let's see what you got on Street Fighter, right?
Right.
I was
Yes.
with my cousin Ron, and I think we bumped into a bunch of girls. And you know how it is back in the day. You get all hyped, dude. I had no game, dude. Ron, my cousin Ronald Peronata, dude. He had so much fucking game that he got from Rob, and he pretty much got me invited to this girl's birthday. This girl, I think her name was Haley. So I went to Haley's birthday party. But I had my eye on another girl that was a part of their friends. This girl, Roughlin.
Yeah.
Not sure if you remember her name.
I don't know.
Roughlin was about part of a different crew. But everybody was just dancing. It was a part of the culture. It was kind of like a rite of passage. I think, especially in the Bay Area, you're a part of a crew. Everyone was a part of a crew. Especially during the '90s. Dude, the '90s, the music. If you're not in the music, you're out there dancing.
Yeah.
I never really listened to lyrics. I was always about the beats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But dude, it was just like a special place in the South Bay, especially. Obviously I'm fucking jaded by it because it's like that's what I love. That's what I experienced. But dude, every high school had a crew. The crews that I think inspired me to dance, and Ken kind of got me into them, was Made to Move and DI. Dude, they were the shit.
Which one?
Made to Move.
Made to Move. And DI.
And DI.
Dangerous Image. All right.
Yeah, so like fucking watch their videos. We'd see them on VHS and shit, or we'd go to parties. A big thing about high schools too during those days, it's not just going to your high school dance. Is getting invited to go to another high school dance.
Right.
Because at those other high school dances, dude, those are the parties, right? Because, again, we were all like 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
None of us are like going to clubs and shit.
Yeah.
But it's all about going to those other dances. And not only going to those other dances, but being in the fucking photo.
Right. But now, back then, didn't they have rules that you got to be a student of the school to go there? Or some parties are okay? Some dances are okay.
Dances, for the most part, if you get invited as a date, you can be there. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. I mean, maybe Logan was like that, like real like schools that were like very, very like almost like private schools. Yeah. But yeah, man, it was special. It was a special time. Like I looked up to all these crews and then eventually get to perform with them. It was just the shit.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe you could take us chronologically, right? So we started with SPC, and then Jedi.
Yeah.
And then Jughead. Was it Jughead after that?
So Jedi and Jughead actually started before us. We were Steps Beyond Control then. We broke up for a little bit because there was a little bit of beef and drama that I'm not going to get into. Okay. But we eventually formed Jedi. Mm-hmm. A lot of it was to trick Ken into start dancing again because he had a little hiatus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me and Lloyd kind of concocted that shit. And then we pretty much just started breaking more to kind of like incorporate more styles because we were just doing like routines. And obviously Lloyd and Joel, they were like our stunt breaker guys. Lorente was really good too. Lorente picked up so fast. I never did. So, I mean, I tried to learn, but I was like, fuck, man. I was like, so like trying to grow into my body. Because from my freshman year to my sophomore year, I was like 5'8". No, 5'6", 5'7", and then I went to like 5'9". So I was like, my knees were all fucking buckled. I was like so fucking awkward as a kid, bro. But yeah, eventually we met Ron. Ron actually was dating a girl that went to Fremont, Sandra, a good friend of mine back in those days. And he would be out there. And this is before he was a part of Jedi. He was part of Jughead. And I became friends with him at first. I was obviously very kind of like, fuck this guy, looking like Guile. Did you ever see his hair back then?
That's right.
Did you ever see his hair back then? His shit was like this.
Yeah.
Dude. His shit was like this. It was like straight up Guile. I mean, I don't know how he did it. It must have been like fucking 3 cans of fucking Aquanet because it was insane. But yeah, man. And he fucking could flare. I was like, fuck, he can flare. I was like, oh shit. Ken said, look, that tall guy can flare. I was like, fuck, that means I got to learn how to flare. He made me work harder. So I eventually learned how to do a fucking Thomas flare standing up. So,
Oh man, that's
and of
dope.
course, that became like a staple of whenever we did fucking duos together.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope. I was mentioning, yeah, you and Ron, you guys are like the twin towers when you guys go out. So that was awesome. Now, when you work, did you guys are like, hey, you know, me and since you and I are the both the tallest dudes of the group, we should do something together. What was that
Yeah,
like?
yeah. So what happened there was, for the most part, I mean, we just got closer. We became friends. First was kind of like, very competitive, but Ron and I became fast friends because he was a shit talker, and he was straight up,
Yeah,
especially when he was younger.
yeah.
Dude, he had no filter. But I appreciated that. I appreciated that honesty, and it kind of made me better in a lot of ways. So
Mm,
like,
you're right,
you could have friends and people that would be like fucking bullshitty and fucking say,
right.
"Oh, you're doing good," but then they talk behind your back and say, "Oh,
Mm,
you're shitty." And that just happens when you have, especially when you have bigger crews.
yeah,
See, when you when you have bigger crews, it's cool if it's like four people.
right.
Everybody's pretty tight. But when you have like a bigger crew, people are fucking like snaking each other and shit for stupid reasons. We're all
Mm-hmm.
kids, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, Ron was became a fast friend. Actually, Ron and I, if we're talking about chronologically, so from Jedi,
Yeah.
we were in the same crew together, and then after high school, uh, actually, both Ron and I went to junior college together. Went to Chabot College in Hayward.
Okay.
So I moved to Hayward. A big reason was fucking because I was spending all my time with Ron. And then I had an auntie that lived there, so I was like,
Mm-hmm.
shit, that'd be perfect. So Ron and I,
Yeah.
dude, we were like always hanging out. What was cool though was we met another crew, Fusion, and they were like kind of like Jedi. They were all guys and girls.
Who
Eventually,
who are the members of Fusion? Do you remember?
Fusion, yes, Fusion was actually a girl I started dating and I was with for like 3 years, 4 years. Joanne, Allison was one of my closest friends. She lived in Oakland. Joanne lived in Daly City. Christy lived in Oakland also. Allison and Christy they were like good friends, and they went to the same high school together in Snow High School in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
So like as you can see here, like our kind of paths, it was like we were going away from the South Bay. We focused more, and then we went to like East Bay,
Yeah.
and then of course San Francisco.
Yeah.
So like, because we were performing, we were going everywhere. We were performing at colleges, during Jedi. When we were in high school, still we'd go to
Mm-hmm.
places like Cal Poly and
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of other spots, but we never really were known in different pockets of other parts of the Bay. Like it was very South Bay, and then there's East Bay,
Yeah.
and then there's San Francisco. So
Yeah.
like when Ron and I were in Hayward, actually John was dating another girl from Fusion too, Christy. Um, so both of us were like dating girls from a crew. Actually, Ken at the same time was dating a girl. And this was met at the same party, Maya. And she was a part of Fusion before, but she stopped dancing. But he was always in the East Bay. He was always at our place in Union City. So it kind of like our base of operations after high school. We moved from like the South Bay, and then we were in the East Bay a lot and San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Other crew members of Fusion was Mira. She was the dopest fucking girl popper around at the time in the Bay. Nelly. She was just really good energy. Am I missing anybody? I hope I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, I think. April. Of course, April. April was cool. April was real cool until she hooked my brother and didn't realize how young he was. But so also, and I'm only saying this because I think of Fusion, I always think of Berserks. I think of Vid. Vid, him and I became super fast friends. Like we battled at one of the World War,
Mm-hmm.
and I had so much respect for them as a crew, Berserks. It was Vid, Gabi, Obs, and Flex. The four of them, actually, maybe there was more. Maybe Bob. Dude, they fucking were like Mop Top, came out into the video, and were actually in the Bay Area. I watched the way they danced. They're like fuck routines. They did like a few moves together, and they just fucking freestyle. I was like, I want to do that. I want to do this freestyle. I'm like, fuck the structure, fuck the routine. I just want to freestyle the whole time.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
dope. So they were Berserk, but they were
Berserks.
part of Fusion as well.
No, so Berserks was in the East Bay.
Okay.
We actually became really close. I think I like myself, Ron too, John can say the same. There was a spot in East Bay called, I think, Dragon's Den or Lion's Den. Someone's got to tell me this. But it was like an 18 and up spot for nothing but hip hop, bro. And it was just ciphers all night. Dude, we would go there and we would be there and just battle each other. It didn't matter what crew you're in. It just who could hold the fucking circle and get the most fucking ooze and ahs.
Wow.
Dude, that was like from 90 summer of 93 to like 95 during that time. But it was awesome. I became, close with Vid. I was hanging out with him like on the weekends all the time. Fusion. So the guys that were a part of Fusion, they actually ended up being the next generation of Renegades. So that was like Wicket and fucking Politics.
Yeah.
And Ock was original. I didn't even know Ock. You look at Ock, at the time, I think he was like maybe in his 30s. But dude, he looked like a fucking kid. He looked like all of us, but he was way buffer than all of us.
Wow.
But he was an OG from the 80s, bro.
Wow. Wow, that's dope, man.
Yeah, so at that time, I feel like Jedi, like we were all a crew. I think at the time, Lloyd and Jeff and Irene, they were all, I think, they're in the military, so I think they were abroad. But dude, all of us were doing shit, but we were doing things in like different pockets of the Bay. Like we were in the Bay Area. We were in the East Bay. Alexis. How can I not bring up Alexis's name?
Yes.
Alexis was the dorkiest motherfucker I met during my dance time. But I was like, there's something about him. I was like, this guy is so fucking sweet. Yeah. Alexis.
So can you remember the first time you met him?
Yes, I met him at a dance. Maybe it was Independence. I don't even know what school he went to. It was a high school. It was a high school dance, but he was like a part of a wannabe crew of Warriors of Rhythm. Warriors of Rhythm. Everybody wanted to be Warriors of Rhythm. Ups to fucking Robert Rabang and Levi and Shannon. Dude, those guys, they had this they were like the fucking sauciest Asians out there. They were the closest thing to like a black person out there that were Asian. Dude, this is like crazy because they were like in college, but they would still come up and fucking hang out with us. It was the shit. Anyway, so Alexis was a part of a crew. I think it was called like Alphabet City, and it was like just him and this kid named Brian, and they were like the wannabe like Warriors of Rhythm. But they had potential. I saw what they had. I was like, no, Alexis, I want him. I was like, Ron. He was like, no. Ron's like, no, we're not gonna, because Alexis was kind of tall. He's like 5'8", So, and he's like, no, he's whack. And Alexis eventually fucking would come over and hang out with us. He was the nicest guy, man. He was like so sweet, bro. He's like the biggest puppy. He's like one of my best friends to this day. But he would just be hanging out with us, and eventually, we kind of ripped him off from Brian. Jeff said no, not Brian. Jeff said no. I was like, okay, we'll take Alexis, and he ended up learning routines, and fucking look at him now. I mean, even, back in those days, dude, like 94, 95, he was one of the illest dancers of our crew. Yeah. He was sick as hell.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that, dude.
Dude, of course, man. Like, he's my family. We're all family. We gotta have these family stories, bro. Like, oh, one thing I gotta say, goddamn, the rave scenes during the times too, right? So like the rave scenes, I started getting into that, but then like, I had to pay for my rent, so like I couldn't fucking be like going to sleep after partying till 4:00 in the morning. So I had to like kind of find a healthy balance between that shit. But damn, the dancing at the rave scenes were the shit. I gotta say, you gotta bring in like fucking John or Ken, Amy. I mean, obviously she's doing a lot of shit, but oh shit, wait, one more thing I gotta bring up. Cody. Dude, so like he was kind of like he was like Alexis for Vid and Gabi.
Yeah.
I met this kid. He was like in high school during the time. It was probably like 90, 99, 98.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the time when I met him and Odie. And I think they didn't start philology yet, but they were sick as fuck. What I loved was their capoeira. They really brought the capoeira in, and they didn't just do capoeira. They didn't just do the fucking chinga. that shit was a part of their fucking flow. Like,
Yep,
oh,
co-flow. I do remember when you mentioned Co and Odie. I remember it was one party. It wasn't a party. It was at a club. It was probably after some sort of an event, and that was the first time I saw Odie. He was like a ball of energy, you know. I think me and Ron were just kicking it up, one of the balconies or something. I was looking down, and Odie's on stage, and just kept going, kept going. I was like, dude, this guy never gets tired. He just kept going and kept going. Like he was doing, like the capoeira stuff and just house that everything. And yeah, I was like, this guy has so much energy, bro.
dude, he was nonstop, man. I love them. They kind of like made me feel young again for a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a time when, this is because I've watched your videos, so I'm kind of ready for this.
All right.
This is an embarrassing moment. I would say this is like the greatness of Mindtricks. We cannot stop going to high school dances, even when we were out of high school. Dude, you will see pictures, okay, with Ron, me, Ron, and Randy. And John, we were all the same age. We were all the same class. We graduated in 93. We graduated in 93.
Mm-hmm.
You will see us in fucking high school dances all over the Bay, in San Francisco, in the East Bay, in fucking San Francisco. I'm not kidding you, bro. From 94 to 96.
Yeah.
Alex, too. How can I not bring Alex? Alex Lyon from fucking Jughead. He was a part of our crew. The crew names, the affiliations, that was one thing. But once you got close, dude, we were all just family, man. It didn't fucking matter about what crew you were a part of. We were all hanging out, man. It was fucking always during 94, 96, 97, it was always fucking me, Ron, John, Alex, Alexis, Kenneth when we pulled him away from Maya. And everybody else, whenever Lloyd or Jeff were back in from abroad, they'd be there, and just be there.
Man.
But dude, that's when Jedi really, we got a lot of more rep because we were in fucking different parts of the Bay. Mm-hmm. Like in San Francisco, we go to practices with Renegades at San Francisco State, and they were all just b-boying. Yeah. But dude, a lot of us were just doing ups, but we would do some minor threading. But dude, the vibe was there. We were all doing that shit. So
yeah, cool. Hey, let's see some of the proudest dance memories or dance shows that you've done. Do you remember some of them?
Oh fuck! I took a lot of pride in that little freestyle you showed. That was 97 or 96.
Yeah, 97.
Because
that was Nihonmachi, I think. It was one of the San Francisco celebrations.
Yeah. So for me, like growing up, I was always with my dad. But then when I got out of my dad's grip, I was hanging out more with my mom's side of the family, and they're Japanese and Hawaiian. So for me, like being there at Nihonmachi, and actually, it was a special time for me because I was like getting back into learning more about my heritage, spending more time with my grandma, who's from Japan, directly from Japan. She's from Shinagawa, Tokyo, and learning the language. So when I was there and I performed, dude, all 10 seconds of it, dude, that meant so much to me. And
now, were they there to witness it?
No.
Okay.
But they've seen the video.
Okay, cool.
And I have tons of cousins, and they all know Mindtricks.
Nice.
And I have a cousin. His name is Dominic, better known as Dietrix. Yeah, he saw that.
Nice.
And he's still repping for my family today.
Nice.
doing Gap commercials and fucking, obviously doing all the shit he does. So
yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, quickly, let's switch to. You did mention earlier something embarrassing was maybe some embarrassing dance memories that you may have as well. Performances.
Yeah, I do remember this. I think we were at. It was an early Pinnacle event. It was actually like a fashion show / modeling. Like, were you at that one?
No, but I saw it. So for those that don't know what Pinnacle is, can you quickly explain Pinnacle?
I mean, it's just pretty much Asian American talent
Yeah.
showcase,
Yeah.
and like we were we performed, and it was kind of like it was kind of corny, but it was cool. We were all dressed up in suits, and it was Men in Black routine.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So and we were all ushers. So this is even before we were actually on stage. We were just
Now this
all
is
like,
the second year, right?
I think
Men in
so.
Black's the second year. I think the first year, you guys had won it the first year, and the Men in Black, I think, was the second year. They brought you guys back to usher. Is that right?
Yeah. They brought us back to usher, and
And to
I didn't
perform, of course.
yeah, so I didn't realize the whole fucking time I was ushering like all of these different like, debutantes and people down this shit. Dude, my fucking zipper was down the whole time. And I performed the whole time with my zipper down. I didn't realize it until I think fucking John told me, or one of them told me, and I was just, dude, I was the worst fucking. I was like, I went from like, I had to take that shit off, and I got into the jumpsuit that everybody else was wearing later. I was like, oh fuck, that was the worst experience ever. I was like, dude, walking around like I thought I was so sweet. I thought I looked so good in my fucking suit. You know, all the models, goddamn, they're fine.
Yeah, yeah. So Pinnacle again. I don't. Do we have any show like that now? Back then, the equivalent would be Star Search. That's what it was. Star Search was
Yeah.
was a show that the whole U.S. was having, and I think Pinnacle was the Asian American version in the Bay Area. It was pretty much like Star Search. You have
Yeah,
singing, you have modeling, dancing, of course. I think comedians as well, right? Comedy as well.
for sure,
So
for sure.
so it was a great place to showcase Asian American talent, and I do remember Mindtricks won the year before. Mindtricks won, and I think Mind Over Matter got second.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who else got third, but those two really stood out. Mindtricks as well as Mind Over Matter.
Yeah,
So
might
it
have
was
matter. Alan and everybody,
yeah,
that whole crew. I mean, when they dropped the chains and doing the
right.
S&M, oh god, that was like so other level. That was like
Ma-
some things where like shit, man, you didn't even know what was possible.
Man, I hope whoever's watching, hopefully somebody has footages from that show. It'd be amazing to bring it back and show the dancers of this generation, the next generation, what the dancers were doing back in the 90s in the Bay Area.
Oh, you know what? One other thing, because I'm sorry to backtrack, but you were talking about real like big moments,
Yeah,
like big moments in my dance like history.
yeah,
Whenever I went out, because I never joined another crew. Dude, I'm like fucking Kobe. I'm like Tim Duncan. I'm like Jordan. I'm gonna stay with one team.
yeah,
So I stayed with Mindtricks. Like, even though we did collaborations here and there with different crews,
yeah,
but yeah, dude, going to different parts of the world and fucking traveling. Going to the first time I went to France and going to
yeah,
like hip hop clubs
yeah,
and battling, and for the most part, knowing that my crew was there with me in spirit and
yeah.
repping their moves. I would pull moves because I would never do their moves in front of them, right? But I
Right,
knew all
right.
their moves. I knew the shit that Ken
Yeah.
would do. I'll do some of Ken's threading. I'll do some of John's little fucking cool like fucking little mid movements that I'd never fucking do in front of him because he'd be like butter, right? But doing all that shit, repping my whole crew like in France. That was the first time I traveled, and
Mm,
I think when you go somewhere else, right, and you travel and you're dancing, it takes you to different places. It's like time and space, and it's like it makes you kind of like become something else.
that is so cool that you share that because I think dancers should definitely travel. I think not just dancers, everybody should travel. It it makes you more cultured. But dance is such a great tool for us to connect with other people, especially you in a group, right? You in a group, like you said, you can see what each one of your member has, and like you said, you rep it, right? You go and show, hey, this is my impression of what John does, or this is my impression of Ken, and and you could almost speak that. It's a dance is a language that you could speak that whether you're in France or some other country, and they could see it. So I think that's a thank you for sharing that, man. That was awesome.
No, man, you said it, bro. Dance is a fucking beautiful language. I was such an introverted kid. I'm still into fucking nerd shit, as you can see behind me. Like fucking I've never stopped reading comic books. I've always been more of like kind of into my quiet time than being out
Hmm.
with everyone. Just because I feel like it's important to have that. But dancing allowed me to feel comfortable being who I was in front of a lot of people. Like, because when you're on a stage and performing, dude,
Yeah.
it makes it easy when you're like in a corporate setting and you're talking amongst your fucking business executives
Yeah.
or your peers and you're doing a presentation. Communication ain't shit when you're talking about nothing. Dude, imagine if you're fucking doing choreography and you have to do it on beat. Come on, man, that's like a whole
Right.
different level of shit. So like, yeah, dancing is such a beautiful like instrument to just like for life
Yeah.
to make you kind of just do well in a lot of different things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So teaching, which you are obviously a fucking guru of the Bay Area, you have taken the same kind of I would say spiritual advisor and sage that Gary was for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Gary was
Yeah.
that guy, and you're doing that, you
Yeah.
know. And I appreciate you so much. I see you doing that. I see all the kids that are fucking smiling. They all love you.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah.
Dude, no,
Appreciate it, man.
seriously, like I got to teach for like 2 semesters at when I was in San Francisco at Skyline College,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so hard, man. It's so hard because you have to connect and create kind of like a repertoire
Yeah.
to connect with more students, like say 15, 20 students, all different skill set, but do
Right.
something that everyone feels like they're paying for it, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that's actually a proud moment, giving back to the community, you know, for dance.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great for sure. Now, speaking of that, though, let's talk about this. From your years of dance experience as well as teaching a little bit, what would you say is one of the best advice that you've heard or you've given out to dancers, new dancers, wannabe dancers, right? You and I, we both know when we first start, it's a little bit intimidating. We're kind of shy and stuff like that, and just to step from level 0 to level 1, it's a hard step. What do you think the best advice you can give to someone in that position is?
Well, this is amazing advice. Thank you so much for asking that question. I was at Hank Lopez. This is
Thank you,
probably like
Lopez.
my third year of dancing. So still not really that good. I'll do routines, but I didn't feel really comfortable when I'm freestyling because I didn't know my style yet. I still didn't have the foundation. So you got to learn the foundations of all the different like steps, movements,
Yeah.
being on beat. I was trying to get into house and incorporating with hip hop. I would be hanging out with like Mike a lot. So Jughead, they had like close practice at Hank Lopez, but every once in a while they come out like the fucking superstars would come out and fucking hang out with the fucking peons like me. Mike would come out. Mike was always very generous and like he would like give me pointers or he would do some steps. I'm like, hey, how do you do that fucking crossover step? This and that. I would say is as someone that's learning dance is to be humble, always be humble. To kind of like listen to people, even if they don't know how to dance, and also have patience with yourself. Because one thing that I did, that I think my biggest problem was I always like thought I was performing even when I was practicing. When you should really be working on your craft and not think about what people are think about people watching you.
Yeah.
One time I was like doing some shit. I was doing some hits and stuff.
Yeah.
And some guy came up to me and said, "Hey man," he's like, some guy's like, "Hey, slow that shit down, man. Don't fucking just do the one beat. Don't do the one beat. Do the like, and then fucking slow that shit down."
Yeah.
And that's the first time I met Gary.
Nice. Very good. I couldn't agree with you more, man. Those are great advice for people to get started. So thank you for that. Now, on the flip side, what do you think some of the worst advice is to give somebody in that position?
The worst advice. Talking to people when you're in a bad mood. Talking to people, teaching when you're not in the right mood. You gotta bring someone else up. Like sometimes there was times where like I was like, having a fight with my girlfriend or whatever, and one of the better dancers in my class, I was like, "Hey, come on and lead the counts," and I'll just have her do that. I feel like you gotta really be aware when all the eyes are on you as a teacher.
Yeah.
You gotta be aware of all the things that are spoken and not spoken, especially not spoken. Because as a teacher, everyone can see that shit in your fucking body movement, in your eyes, the way all the non-cues, all the yeah, man. Because you are that person. You don't have to be on all the time because we're all human.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
got to give off the right vibe. Because the vibe is everything, right? The vibe is everything, right?
It is everything. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, for sure. So again, for those that are, teachers, take advice for sure. You got to you got to make sure you're in the right vibe. Exactly. All right. hey, Omar, I'm gonna move to this section right here. This is called This or That. You've probably seen this before.
Yes,
So
I have. I like
again, for those that haven't seen this before, this or that, there's no wrong answer. And again, you could choose to justify your answer if you like, but you don't have to. All right. So here we go. This or that.
Ron, thanks for editing everything.
I know. All right, baby.
Over.
Toilet paper over or under?
Over, man. Over. Because I'm like a fold. I grab that shit and then I fold it and I fold it again and, do the rest of it.
Yeah. Uber or Lyft?
Uber because I was an Uber driver when I was in Hawaii. I lived there and I was Uber driver number 50 in Uber. So
wow,
there wasn't a lot of Uber drivers because most people that drive there had DUI, so they were fucking disqualified. Dude, I made some money.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right. Cool. OG Uber right there. Okay. Soup or sandwich?
Soup, man. Fucking ramen, pho, oxtails, all that soup, all that drippy goodness. I love it.
Now, this is off, but what's your favorite instant ramen food? Do you take those Korean? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the Korean ones, bro.
Yeah.
Yes. I know I should know the name off the top of my head. It's one that's way too hot for me. Actually, I don't put all the soup in it. It's like the one that says red hot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, that is the one, bro. That is the one because they have like some fish sauce in there, so I don't have to even put too much, patis or fish sauce in it.
Yes. I'm with you there, brother. All right, meat or veggie?
I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex, bro. I'm meat.
Yeah.
Meat all day, every day.
All day, every day. Text or phone call?
Text. I hate talking on the phone. Text. Yes.
Shop online or shop in store?
I wish I could shop in store right now. I mean, in Texas, we're pretty open. So I just like trying things on. I like people watching. I like being with people. I'm a social person, even though I'm an introvert. So yeah, shop in store.
Yeah. Like the mall?
Yeah, for sure.
Strength or flexibility?
Flexibility all day. Flexibility is so important, especially when you get older. I'm fucking 45 now. I can't believe that shit. And
right.
If I didn't get introduced to like yoga and Pilates at a young age, I'd be lost, man.
I agree. Flexibility. Day or night?
Day, all day. I'm a morning owl. So my fiance Shonda, who you haven't met yet, you will meet soon. She's a fucking night owl. So we're like opposite ends of the spectrum. I wake up early. She stays up late. So
what's your typical wake up time?
I try to wake up like 7 or 6.
Okay.
But I feel like sometimes your body clock just stays where it is. Like I feel like even though I live in Texas, which is 2 hours ahead of you guys, I feel like I'm still on Pacific time. So
okay. Yeah. Facebook or Instagram? IG, huh?
I love IG too because you can make like, other shell accounts.
Yeah.
And then you can use that for other things.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, here we go. Jackson 5, a new edition.
New edition, baby. BBD.
BBD.
I mean, Jackson 5. It's pretty much fucking Michael. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, Michael. If you said Michael Jackson versus New Edition, I'll choose Michael. But yeah.
Right. I agree there because usually, every time we come to this, I think most people say Jackson 5, thinking that because of Michael Jackson, right? And my next question would have been like, do you know all the members of Jackson 5? I mean, this is something. Do you know all the members of Jackson 5?
I know Tito because my brother's name.
Right.
I know Jermaine.
Right, Jermaine.
Actually, obviously, they fucked up. They should have incorporated the girls. I think that would have been dope if they did that.
Well, when you say girls, you mean just Janet, or do you also mean LaToya?
Fucking all of them, bro. They should have had the girls in there too.
What was there only 2 sisters, or are there more sisters?
You know what? I think those are the main 2. Maybe there was one more. I don't know her name.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think there's a Jackie. Isn't there a Jackie?
I think you're right.
Maybe the oldest one's Jackie.
And she's like the one that's just in the background making all that money.
All right, but new addition. We know Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike,
Yeah,
and Ralph, and Johnny's the new guy. All right,
of course.
here we go. Next one. Sammy Davis Jr. or the Nicholas Brothers.
Nicholas Brothers. They were fucking sick. They were
sick, man.
Dude, they flew. They inspired me to dance to watching their shit. I like for a while, like I'd like watch when I didn't know enough house steps, I'd watch like Fred Astaire. I was like, why the fuck? Fred Astaire, amazing, but Nicholas Brothers, dude, they put a whole other level on that shit. They did do hits. They would play with the band. I mean, they were like so ahead of their time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we can take it to the 90s. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC. JT. He's the guy. Yeah. He's the guy for me. He's that soul.
Yep. I can't argue with that. Now, pancake or waffles?
Fucking waffles, baby. Chicken and waffles all day, every day. I don't got much else to say.
Yeah, there you go. Music or podcast? Let me preface this by saying this is not this is when you're not dancing. Obviously, when you're dancing, obviously you listen to music. When you're not dancing, probably when you're driving or running or working out.
Dude, I don't even listen to like Audible. I read music all the time because I feel like there's just so much different levels of music. Like when you're chilling, just listen to some lo-fi.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to something new. There's so much music out there.
Yeah. Very good. Air or water?
I mean, I want to choose water.
Yeah.
But obviously I can't live in it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I choose water.
Yeah. I mean, we could get philosophical with this, right? So water, what does water represent to you though?
It's 90% of the planet. I mean, we got to fucking learn how to deal with it. Stop looking out for other places to move to and just start taking care of our planet. You know what I mean? It's like, water is motion, it's movement, it's powerful. Especially like living in Hawaii, like you get a lot more feel for like the mana and like the earth and the Aina. And it's just like I think it's so important to like take care of our shit. Air, it's part of it, but air is pretty much like it comes from it, it comes out of it. But yeah, man, the water, it all comes from water.
Yeah,
water is finite.
Yeah. All right, Break-In or Beach Street?
Beach Street. I love the fucking street. I love, my name is Omar. Backwards it's Ramo. So graffiti, the graph. It that was the movie that implemented all the fucking elements for me. Like, and I was taught that at a young age. So not very good at all of it, but whatever.
I do remember when Beach Street came out, and all the kids at school were like, Beach Street. The beats here, they were just I remember that,
dude. And not only that, also the lessons, right? Like fucking Spit. Remember Spit? He would just write his name over shit. People do that shit still. People do that shit for fucking notoriety, writing penis and shit. It's like stupid. Fuck. Get some art. Learn your craft. Learn a craft. Like I feel if people learn a craft and they actually excel in it, dude, they'll be better people in lives.
I think so too, man. I agree with you. Definitely, 100%. All right, moving forward, we got peanut butter or Nutella.
Fuck. The newfound Frenchie in me wants to say Nutella, but not peanut butter, bro. Peanut butter.
Have you tried Nutella on the waffles?
Yes.
What do you think?
It's fucking amazing. I love it in crepes. But I feel like peanut butter is more like a good energy food. Like even if you don't have enough time for a meal, you can just grab that shit, throw it on something, and fucking be off.
Yeah. Now, as far as peanut butter, they have the what is that? The crunchy one versus the smooth one.
Yeah.
Which camp are you in?
When I was younger, definitely the crunchy. Now it's the smooth because shit, man. Especially during the pandemic. Fuck, I haven't been to the dentist in like a year and a half. I didn't go to the dentist.
That makes sense. Okay, moving forward. Prince or Michael?
Oh.
Yeah, everybody's got to get this one.
Shit, man. It's hard. It's really
This is
hard.
hard. You can't go wrong though. You can't go wrong either way.
I choose Prince because he's more pretty.
Prince is a pretty guy. He
When I
plays
do-
basketball pretty well too.
Yes, yeah. When I saw fucking Berserk the first time, all of them had long ass hair, and they were all touching it so much. I was like, "Fuck, I need some long hair."
Oh yeah.
I hope you heard that, man. He's probably not hearing it though. He's too busy with his fucking twins.
All right, Prince it is. Let's move forward. Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Depends on the day, man. Like I'm sweating. I'm always sweating. I guess iced coffee. Shit.
Now, do you cream and sugar or straight?
Black.
Okay. Passenger or driver? I suspect that you're
Passenger. I'm a passenger. Dude, I hate driving. I'm the shittiest driver you've ever met, bro. Like the Asianist driver. When I'm driving, no disrespect, because I do have a little bit of white in me, my eyes do get a lot more slanty, and I'm not that good. So
I thought you would say driver since you drove for Uber.
yeah, that's just because I was making that money.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
All right. iOS or Android?
iOS. That's the
Will you
shit.
always
Always, man.
iOS?
I tried Android for a little bit, and it just man. It just didn't work for me. I feel like iOS is just like more. It's just more the interface, the ease of use.
Yeah.
Because I was a Samsung user for a while, and it was just a little too clunky. Like some of the phones were dope as hell, and I had Samsung phones, but just they were too clunky for me.
Got it. Rhythm versus balance.
So I'll go with rhythm only because I've always been kind of an offbeat dancer, which the rhythm you can kind of jump on and off beats. The balance, it's not that important. I feel like because of your you can improvise out of being out of balance. Obviously, that shit can't get really hidden when you're doing choreography, but yeah.
It's most when you're freestyling, yeah.
Yeah, when you're freestyling.
Okay. Very good. Dog or cat?
Dog. 100%. Dogs are the sweetest fucking things. I want a dog, but I live in a high rise, so.
Did you have dogs before?
Yeah, I had a dog with an ex, and I hate her.
All right, let's move forward. Cardio or weights?
I would say weights, just because I have cardio now. You know, during the pandemic, you have cardio. You can do all the shit you need to do, but the weights you don't have access to unless you go to like a gym and whatever.
Yeah.
So like, even if you're doing like, I guess, you know, just basic shit like push-ups and whatever, it's still not as resistive. I think. So
yeah, good. All right. Oh, I think I know this one, but basketball or football?
Dude, basketball all day. So actually, basketball is the thing that kind of took me out of dancing, man. So I was having problems with like my knees when I was like, this is probably like 2001, 2002, because just I would say the way I danced and also just the way I played basketball, they did not coincide. I loved being on the ground and coming up and doing the mid floor work. And that shit was so hard on my joints, my knees. I would always be spraining my ankle. Fucking my knee would go out of me like every other like month and shit. So I love basketball. Yeah, basketball took over dancing for me.
Now, did you play ball in high school?
Not at all. I was just dancing during high school, man. I didn't get into basketball until I went to Chabot with Ron. And Ron and I both got into basketball very, very, very heavily. Like we would actually be playing more basketball than dancing together. Until, of course, because we always knew that we would always go out. So every night we'd fucking almost go out. Every other night or every night we'd go out. Or we'd be at practice. Vid had a studio in the East Bay. So we always were dancing. We knew dancing, we were going to have that. But we balled so much. It was awesome. And it was great, too, because just like the kinship. You know, he's my brother. And we ended up playing in a lot of leagues together and tournaments. We went to Tahoe together one time for a tournament. We almost won. But fuck, we were just too tired. We were down by like two. If we had two more guys, we would have been a win. but yeah, that helped to kind of keep the longevity for Ron and I's relationship as brothers, because we'd always be family forever,
Yeah,
But yeah, basketball, man, for sure.
that's dope. That's dope. All right. Horror or comedy?
I feel like I appreciate horror a lot more because it's kind of comedy. But
Mm,
I love laughing, man. I
yeah,
fucking love laughing. Like
yeah.
I'm a fucking goofball, man. I love clowning on all my homies.
Yeah.
Like Lloyd, just the prettiest guy I've known ever. Real tight ass. He's just so lucky he got married. Otherwise, he'd have been the gayest guy I ever met.
Oh man, that's the best, dude. Now, who are some of your favorite comedians?
Oh, dude, definitely Chappelle. Chappelle for sure.
Oh,
Chappelle, because he's like came back from the tombstone, man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and he was always raw.
yeah.
He's like kind of like the next generation of like Richard Pryor. Like, and he
Mm,
survived all that shit. Like Richard Pryor, they killed him with all the drugs, but
mm-hmm.
Chappelle came back from everything and he kind of did it his own way. He said, fuck this shit. I need a hiatus so I don't get fucking killed,
Mm,
because I think that's what the machine does. The machine gets you and swallows your ass. So,
yeah, yeah. Now on the other side, let's talk about horror, right? What is one of your favorite horror movies?
dude, my favorite horror movie is hands down Japanese horror film called Audition.
Audition. I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's by Takashi Miike.
Is
Um,
it a recent one or?
no, it came out like maybe 2000. Oh,
Okay.
it's fucking amazing, brother. Are you into horror?
Yeah, I would love to check it out. Called
Dude, it's
Audition. Audition.
audition,
Okay.
audition, and it's pretty much. I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you. It's
Okay.
an older guy trying to find his wife, but he stages uh, auditions for this part in the movie.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna definitely have to try to find it somewhere. Awesome. All right. Moving forward, dine in or delivery.
Dine in, dine
Dine
in.
in.
Yeah, man. I
Now,
mean, go ahead,
yeah.
brother.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, man, I'm here.
Oh, okay. What I was gonna say is now that you how long have you been in Dallas now?
This is like my fourth year.
Okay, okay. So you gotta have a favorite dining place. If I go visit Dallas, what's the place to go? Where do
Oh
we go?
shit! It depends on what you like. I'll bring you. We have so many different spots here, bro. We got
Yeah.
everything here. I'm telling you, it's just like we have a lot of people that came from New York and San Francisco,
Uh,
LA, and they all moved here. And a lot of them are restaurateurs. So we got everything here, bro. So you just tell
wow.
me what you want, and
Okay,
I'll bring you
okay.
to that spot. We
I'm
got
I'm 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 kind of thinking Texas is known for their steaks. Is Dallas known for steaks or anything?
my
So
bad.
so best steak.
Oh, we got so many. I would say best steak is probably Nick and Sam's.
Nick and Sam's. All right. All right. We're gonna have to next time in Dallas, Billy. I'm hitting you up for sure.
Sorry about that. That was Shonda.
Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. Say what's up,
Can you hear
Shonda?
me?
I got you, brother. All right. Next,
Hello.
we got mayo or mustard.
Did you
Mayo or
lose me?
mustard. How we doing on the connection, brother? Not now. Not now. Okay. Go ahead and try to talk one two
Son of a
one two.
bitch.
I can hear you. I can hear you now. Our connection with brother Omar right now is a little bit choppy. All right, how's that? How's that? Testing one two. You coming back? We're gonna try this. We're gonna try this again. We're reloading with brother Omar right now, and it looks like the connection is kind of jumping in and out. I can see you. I could see you fine. I could see you fine, of course. Uh, the volume, the sound is kind of coming in and out. Not yet. Not yet. We don't see it. No, I don't. I don't hear you. I don't hear you. Well, we had a good run. We had a good run for a while. All the connection was pretty good. I think for now, uh, it looks like It looks like the connection is a little bit weak. It says the connection network is at 0 out of 10, which is, wow, that sounds pretty bad. But let's see if we can get, yeah, connection's not good right now. All right. So what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to see if we can get him back right away. Otherwise, we might have to end it. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to end it real soon. I'm assuming that he's back on his Wi-Fi there. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it one more time. I'm gonna try to disconnect and connect him right back in. Let's see what happens. Right then, and then right back on. All right, and I'm not sure if we got him back on. So this is what happens sometimes when you go live, right? Because the internet connection sometimes is just not reliable. So guys, I think we're gonna end it there for today. We do apologize for the bad internet connection. There we go. We're back to here now. So anyways, guys, thanks for joining us so far. We do apologize for not being able to finish up with my brother Omar. He's hilarious. Glad to have him. I definitely want to bring him back again because there's so much history, you know. As you can tell, he's a funny guy, and always love chatting with him. And that's it, guys. Today's Tuesday. That means 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm gonna be back, and we're gonna be doing some more live stream for the poppers, beginning popping tutorials. So feel free to jump in and join us here on either Twitch or Facebook, or also on YouTube as well. Brother Omar is back. Awesome. How's the connection right now? I see all greens. So
yeah, we're good. Sorry, man. My fiance was calling me, and I had to turn her off a few times.
No problem. I'm not sure. I hope my connection is good too, because sometimes I know that my connection here is a little bit choppy. So hopefully we could finish it up.
Yeah, man.
But we were actually at mayo or mustard.
Oh. So shit, man. I like aioli, which is kind of mayo. Nah, man, mustard.
Mustard. All
Yeah.
right. Taco or burrito?
Taco, because fuck, being fat sucks. Bro, I'm like 20 pounds overweight right now.
What is overweight? Like, is there like a national standard saying at this height you should be at certain weight or something like that?
Yes, for your height and I think your age. I think that you should be at a certain weight based off of your your like muscle ratio, or I don't know, some shit.
Oh yeah, the body
fat,
BMI.
BMI, body mass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Taco.
I think because the whole quarantine thing, I think the majority of the world is a little bit over, right?
I know, man, but shit, we got to just fucking do other things to adapt and just.
I agree.
You know?
We got to get ourselves out of that funk.
We got to dance with Siege more.
Hey, let's all dance for sure. All right, salsa or bachata?
Bachata, because
Bachata, yeah.
it's sexy. It's sexy as fuck.
Sexy.
And
Oh
you
yeah.
get closer. You get closer. Dude, actually, the thing that got me into dancing
Yeah.
was freaking with girls. Shake it.
I think that's a huge motivator that a lot of people either too shy to talk about it, or just not honest enough to talk about it. So I'm really appreciative of you mentioning that, because that's a huge motivator, right? A lot of us do it because it's a way to get us, you know, when we say we're shy, what do we really mean?
Yeah.
We're too shy to talk to girls, right? We're not really shy to like talk to other homies. I mean, maybe I don't know if you're intimidated to get jumped or something. But mostly it's like we're intimidated to go up to a girl to get get rejected or whatnot. So
right.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Of course.
All right, next one. Car or truck?
Fucking Texas, you can't be driving a car, bro. You need a truck. You're gonna get run off the road. Yeah, man. Fucking, we got these 18 wheelers out here. They go from one side to the all the way to the next. It's just insane, bro. Yeah, no car. I'll do a truck for sure.
Gotta be truck. All right. Motorcycle or bicycle?
Walk. Yeah, so I guess bicycle. Yeah, I love walking, man. I try to walk like try to get my 10,000 steps in a day, man.
Good. Funny or smart?
Funny.
Funny.
Funny is, I feel like, the kind of way to get into people's emotions. That's why there's like a lot of comedians that end up being like the best dramatic actors.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree. Money or free time?
Free time. Because free time will make a lot of money if you can have free time, right?
Yeah. True. Blue or red?
Crip side, bro. Blue.
Crip. Blue all the way. All right. Pac or Biggie?
Tupac all day. Tupac, West Side, and he was just ahead of his time, man. He was beyond a rapper. He was a political activist.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah. Brother, that is it. You made it, man. Thank you so much, dude. You did awesome.
Yes. Siege, thank you for fucking keep giving us some content to watch and gulp up. You know, we love everything you do. You are definitely again, like a holder of you have thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that, like, you know, depend on you. Just that spirit you have, man. Keep doing it, bro. You are straight up like a living embodiment of, like, you know, I got Bruce Lee and I got Kobe behind me. You know, Siege is right there, man.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. I really do, man. Thank you. I feel just so honored to be a part of this family. You know, our Jedi Mindtricks family, and every single member of our dance crew. Like you said, it's a family, but not just that. You know, we each contribute to the whole. Right.
Sure.
So I think, you know, I feel like we owe it to our next generation to at least document this, right? Definitely. And also for myself, I think it's a little bit more of a selfish purpose because I just love connecting with my homies. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
And I feel like the rest of the world might be interested in hearing us. You know, for those of you out there listening right now, whether you're listening to us live or later in the future, if you do, cool. If you don't, then, you know, skip it. It's all good with us. We just want to, you know, carry on our tradition for those that want to follow us. Sure. So this is my brother Omar. I do appreciate you, and I definitely will go visit you one of these days in Texas.
Dude, you're always welcome, brother. We got an extra room for you and your family.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate
Give
that,
all my love to the family, man. I haven't
will.
Seen everybody, like your whole fam. I haven't seen all of you guys since, like, what, everybody together, like Ron's wedding. Dude, that was what, how many years ago was that? Like 12 years ago?
Way too long. And for sure, you got to bring your fiance. Actually, maybe by the time we see her, you'll be a wife back to the Bay Area. So
dude,
we can all get together.
Of course, for sure.
Family reunion, my brother.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Definitely.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And tonight, 9 p.m., we're going to do some pop-in drills for those that are interested.
Yes.
All right, brother. Until next time, guys, let's keep it funky.
Yeah, let's do it, brother.
All right. We out.